Morning. Oh no, actually, it's not good morning. It's good afternoon. And a very, very happy, good Friday to everyone. Uh, I haven't been on here for so long. It's been about a month, and it can be really awkward just to come on and talk like this. But the reason I wanted to show up today because I'd like to talk about two things. The first being the impact that we have, the opportunity to actually make a legitimate transformational impact in the outdoor hospitality space for whatever you do, to be honest. And then secondly, I have a couple of comments I'd like to share about creating the right environment to make an impact. And um, oops, okay. So coming on here to talk as any of you who do like without somebody talking with you can be very awkward if you don't do it really regularly. And when I take a month off, it's really hard to come back. But I want you to not underestimate the impact that you can make on other people. I had two people reach out to me today and ask me where I had been, and all it takes is like making a difference in one person's life to make a difference. And I know that sounds really corny, but in hospitality, especially in outdoor hospitality, we have a tremendous opportunity to see a difference immediately, to transform people right before our eyes with a simple conversation. And anyone that's worked in hospitality knows this. You also know how hard it is, how challenging it can be to continue on with that energy that it takes to show up to do that, to really impact people, greet them, invite them in to, as we all hear again and again, to become the hero of their own story while they are on your property and in your presence. And it's no different really with anything we do. But I had lunch a couple of weeks, I guess it was just a week ago, with a absolutely wonderful friend of mine, a woman who is very successful in the outdoor experiential hospitality space. And she was telling me about the staff that she hires and how people who come for an interview, almost all of them say that they want to make an impact. They want to be doing something to make an impact. And I do think many people are searching for this purpose-driven life kind of thing. And how do we make an impact with the simple work that we are doing? It is so easy for all of us, and I know it certainly has been the case for me over the last 3 weeks, which is why I haven't been on here, to wonder about that. Like, what am I actually doing? And all the grind that can go into just building a business. I met with another client a couple of days ago who said the same thing, and their text to me was so encouraging. And she just said, it was wonderful meeting with you because we've been lost in the grind. We'd lost our vision, and we're trying to get this development up and going. And there's so many pieces to it. It's overwhelming. It costs more than we think it was going to, and there's always more work involved, right? In any endeavor that we undertake, it is the same thing. So never underestimate the impact that you can make in the hospitality space, most especially. Um, I know it's all very hallmarky and fluff and everything, but this is the core essence of life. And very often, why we are driven to create these properties anyway. So, for my own experience, one of the reasons I've been gone is I've been in that as well, just trying to figure it out, working on the things that don't show necessarily immediate positive impact, so that that energy, it's really all, as you all know, about the energy that's flowing out and in. And when you're kind of with the right people in the right environment, it's just wonderful, and you just keep expanding. And then there are also times where it just can feel like trying to figure it out or pushing and grinding. Well, this was about 3 weeks ago. I spent 8 days at a beautiful wellness retreat center, very well known to many people in the kind of wellness yoga space, spiritual and personal development. This retreat is often attended for those purposes, an extraordinary venue. And and then I was in Moab for a couple days on either end of that, driving down from Colorado. And the environment there was so well and beautifully created with the express interest of facilitating very Zen-like transformations for the people who are there. So it was so simple, not high-end luxury, but very, very nice. And the focus was on the outdoor environment. So there were extraordinary trails in this desert, and anyone who's been to Sedona knows that the beauty is just unparalleled. It's quite exquisite and very magical. There's just an ambiance there of the natural environment, and they highlighted that and then downplayed everything else. So it really was that experience of, although the accommodations were not uber high end, wherein everything you experienced while there impacted you in the way that the reason that you were there, which is to become more quiet, more connected with nature, turning more within. And they did a really beautiful job. I'll post some things, which I have not yet done, with barefoot trails and ponds and hiking and different well-designed small trails and hikes that would facilitate very specific transformations. And the staff there were so committed and inspired by this type of living that every interaction, at least for me, that I had with a staff member was also facilitating my own kind of journey inward and the ultimate experience that I wanted to have. Not everybody does it this way. And when you go to other resorts, which I'm not going to mention, I did visit a couple of really high-end resorts while I was there just to kind of stop in and check it out. And although they are exquisitely beautiful and with a price tag to match, it wasn't the same kind of legitimate essence that this resort embodied. And so it's just, again, something to think about. I know we're all out traveling and experiencing these things all the time, hopefully. And what makes a difference, the impact you are making can be as simple as making sure that you are filled up, that you are experiencing whatever that journey is that you really desire for your client, for your guest, whoever it is. And I don't know, when I meet with these people, like the new client that I have here in Colorado, um, man, I just am so committed and excited to serve their vision that that energy is what is it creates the impact. That energy of somebody else coming in and saying, do this thing. Yes, it's I will also be your cheerleader. I can help you see that vision and let's go there together. And that's what happens with the simple showing up, you know? I mean, we all know this to be true, and yet it's so easy just not to do it. And so I wanted to show up today, even though it's late in the day on a holiday weekend, and just wish you all an extraordinary, transformation of your own over the weekend. It is spring, regardless of whether you celebrate the Christian, um, version of what's happening in our world right now, or you are interpreting it in whatever way. It is a rebirth. It's an opportunity to let go of whatever is in the past and really step into what you want to create for your property and that experience for yourself and for your guest. And so I'm just sending you all kinds of really big, genuine love as you move forward in your effort to do that, lifting up others genuinely, not in a, we all know the difference. You feel it from the person when it's just put on versus you're so full you can't help but overflowing. And that's what I wish for you all this weekend. So have a beautiful Easter weekend.